I was realizing something that it's a psychological issue that I see a lot. But when we had first talked, as we were kind of preparing for the show, I had not thought about it until just now.
Okay.
One of the, and this bears relationship specifically to the task that they have as an executor. So when you have an executor or an administrator, or even and I don't know how much you know about this process, probate specifically. The executor and administrator are people that have been appointed by the court, and they're saying, the judge has said, yes, you're in charge. Go execute the will. Whatever you need to do, handle the affairs of the estate. Personal representatives are people that have not yet been appointed, but they made the filing. They're waiting for the court to make a determination on their authority. But usually it's presumed that they're probably going to be the person to do it. The issue I want to talk to you about is procrastination. One of the things I've noticed is they filed for probate. There's, let's say, a house. That's how I come into the picture, right? There's a property. There's real property involved in the estate. And usually the property constitutes the majority of wealth in the estate. So there may be some bank accounts, some brokerage accounts, but I can tell you, having done this now, I mean, I've been in real estate for almost 10 years. It's going to be 9 years in August, actually. And the vast majority of time, the wealth is in the house. Okay. So you have heirs maybe that are waiting for a payout of some kind, or if there's just one heir, that person is, trying to, get through things so that they can not just get the money, but just get closure, to the process. I feel like probate is kind of like, especially if they're related to the decedent, they have the wound there, and probate's like moving that knife around because they have to keep thinking about it, right? They're going in the house. They say the house, they have all the things. I was in a house recently where the gentleman's glasses were on the table. Everything was like stopped in time. It had been like that for several months. And you're going in there and, they have to look for paperwork. Maybe they're looking for the will, and then they're going through things. Sometimes when they're going through things, they're finding things they didn't know about the person, sometimes good, sometimes not so good. So it's like there's all this like revelation going on and things happening, right? Because right. I mean, we don't share all of our business with all of our family members, right? But then now everyone can go through my email and through my folders and all, right? So things like that, especially if they died unexpectedly or something like that. So there's all this stuff going on. Now, here's what's interesting from a financial perspective, and then not to minimize the emotional pieces and those things that are important. But from a business perspective, a lot of times what's happening, especially if there's a mortgage on the property, time is moving on. There may be money to take care of that mortgage for a while. Usually, in my experience, it's not forever. So eventually that money that's auto withdraw, it's going to end. It's going to deplete. Maybe they can start putting some money towards it, but now that's a drain to their personal finances. So now it's just a reality of life, right? We only have so much time. We only have so much money. These are the constraints of the world we live in.